The transition from being in a group versus a solo act for me, it was kind of difficult because I was, moving from a space where you have management and a whole team, musicians, everybody there. So it was a more comfortable space to be in. However, when I made the decision now to, start my own journey, then the reality slowly creeping for say, bro, what kind of thing this? Because you're doing it by yourself on your own. And much of what you were used to, as in the persons that you are affiliated with, they're already engaged in other stuff. So I'm gonna give you the strength where you duly need and things. So you find out say you really have to just invent the wheel all by yourself, and by the grace of God and His direction, I've just been keeping it together after all these years and things. So for me, it has nothing to do with me. All glory, honor to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and that I just said start, I just said end, I just said continue. All right. So Wilderness was actually birthed out of a song I written some years ago called I Surrender. It's on the album too. And so one day I was in rehearsal singing I Surrender, I will make a way. And the music I play and everything and thing and thing. And then, the song was birthed within the rehearsal space. This wilderness. I'm like, whoa, but like that melody there. So, I started out with a chorus, and after I heard that in the rehearsal, I just recorded it and went home and started to feed the energy. Because it's not every song or every melody that comes to me. I'm drawn to. It has to resonate. It has to be. It has to be a melody that continuously sings. In your spirit continuously. It really does carry me. And I can remember just being home and can't sleep. The melody just ringing in my head, this wilderness, a broken place experience. And the more I sing it, is the more other words started to come. So it really started with the chorus. Um, and then when I reflect on the wilderness, I realize that you have to talk about your experience. And as you go along, we can break it down. You don't know. This wilderness, this wilderness, a broken place experience. This wilderness, this wilderness, preparation for greatness experience. You hear me putting different little inserts to back up the chorus, to give an encouragement, a broken place experience, a preparation for greatness experience, a learning day experience. So you'll find that I'm using different things just to remind you that don't keep your mind locked into the experience of the wilderness and lock yourself into the wilderness. You have to come out somehow. I can't tarry here too long. This journey must go on, I say, where I'm coming from. Insignificant, doesn't matter when I arrive, just as long as I thrive through this wilderness, a broken place experience, boy. I would say at the time, my frame of mind was, looking back on my younger self, and I was trying to communicate with my younger self, say, back in the time, how much things me that I go through, and you know, um, being used, your gift being used, people, profiting from your gift, and um, you have nothing to show for it. Um, and I was saying to myself, encourage your young self. Can't tarry here too long. This journey must go on. Where I'm coming from, insignificant. It doesn't define me. Your struggles, well, it defines you in a sense, but living on the discouragement. That is basically what I say. This journey must go on, because where you're coming from, insignificant. Um, and then encouraging my younger self to say, it doesn't matter when you arrive, right? Just as long as you are choo choo. Yeah. It doesn't matter when I arrive, just as long as I thrive through this wilderness. And if you understand what wilderness is all about, it's a desolate place. You know, it's a place where you're experiencing lack and insufficiency and all things rushing at you. At the same time, you can't find your way out of the wilderness, you know. Yeah, so, but as long as you are continuing on the path of going, moving towards, pressing towards the mic of the higher calling, it felt like forever, lack of knowledge in that greater. I was a tree that suffered. Better never got easier, but I serve a God who is bigger, brilliantly brighter, taller. No Goliath exists here and after. God, you so good, you give me breath. I reflected on my journey while being in Catalyst. It felt like forever. Lack of knowledge hindered the greater. You know, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The greatness where you need to see, you know, and manifest in your life within your talent and thing. Because every time so people come, boy, you can this and boy, you can that, but you don't see it because you're not seeing it manifested. It felt like forever, lack of knowledge in the greater. You know, I was a young man in music, never know nothing about the music business side of the thing. So I'm a part of this whole organization, you know, the whole naive youth, him not really understand fully what going on the music thing and copywriting and, you know what I mean, publishing and all them kind of things. So you're young. So for me, I reflected on that journey and said, boy, yeah, felt like forever lack of knowledge in that greater. I was that tree that suffered, you know. And sometimes you just have to suffer for knowledge. Yeah, sometimes you have to suffer for wisdom. You know, you have to suffer for um, others because you don't what you go through. You know what I mean? What the reason why I think I'm here today also is to encourage you to make it to the light too because my journey experience don't have to be yours in total. Yes, I say you can now learn from one and two things. I say, yeah, all right, I'm not go down the road because Jai this or such and such, you know what I mean? From a new audience and new audience, what I do hope for you to take away from this song called Wilderness is that it doesn't matter how long it takes, you know. Well, one of the verse in one of the songs said, I can't tarry here too long. This journey must go on. Where I'm coming from, insignificant. It doesn't matter when I arrive, just as long as I thrive through this wilderness, a broken place experience. So it's for me, what I want you to walk away from with this is that no matter how the road seem rocky or whatever I go on, just keep. You know, I watched a movie years ago called Major Pain. I said him. This old soldier movie with one of the Winnings brothers, and he had a story. He was telling a child a story about the choo choo train, and he said choo 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 choo. Just go and go through with your train, man. No matter because people will come in your life. One, you'll have a side that will discourage you. You'll have a side that don't believe in you. You say you have to carry the burden of what God has given you. You know what I mean? To see it come fulfilled, you have to carry it. You cannot look to the left or to the right, even though God will send persons along the way. But what if God not send some people in a certain type of season, you know what I mean, a time in your life? You have to make sure say, you are believing in yourself, believing what God has given you, and just no matter how the train, lose oil or whatever, you just are, choo, 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 no matter what, believe in yourself, keep going. This is what this song is talking about, yo. No matter what the wilderness situation, just keep moving.